Completing your quiz, you can type your score in the chat window. So we will know that you have completed. So Hayagriv and
others are doing. I get disturbed.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we will quickly go through the questions and the answers. So the first question.
What is considered the essence of pure devotional service or Shuddha Bhakti? So the correct answer is the third option, unmotivated and uninterrupted service to Krishna using purified senses. Now I'll share this. Okay.
The second question, according to Chaitanya Charitamrta, what haunts a devotee like a ghost and prevents transcendental bliss? And we heard last session that it is the witches of material enjoyment and liberation. So 2 witches, material enjoyment and liberation, bhukti and mukti.
Third question, what happens as one advances from attachment to love of God, prema? So the correct answer is,
once devotion progresses
through stages like affection, attachment, and ecstasy.
The next question, which of the following is not one of the primary rasa? So we discussed that there are 5 primary rasa and 7 secondary rasa. Primary rasa was Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. And the secondary rasa here in the option, that is Hasya or laughter. So that is the secondary rasa.
Question 5, where is pure attachment without reference primarily found? So this is naturally Vrindavan.
Which of these best represent the gradual development of prema as described in the text? So we heard in great detail about this example of having the sugar candy. So it starts from the sugar and various the seed,
sugar cane,
juice, molasses. Yeah. And so there are various steps, and then finally we get this rock candy. So first one is the correct answer.
Question 7, how do opulence and reverence affect the intimacy of a devotee's relationship with Krishna? So devotee's natural flow of love, but when one understands the awe and reverence of the Lord, comes in awe and reverence of the Lord, so it minimizes that loving intimacy. So the correct answer is the fourth option.
What was Queen Rukmini's reaction when Krishna joked about leaving her? So Queen Rukmini is full of Aishwarya also. So though it is in Madhurya Rasa or conjugal love, yet it is predominated by Aishwarya. So here Rukmini was disturbed and she fainted from shock and fear that how my Lord is saying that, you could have married somebody else. So she faints there. So now we will continue with our today's session and we will see what happens to other devotees. So 5 primary rasas we discussed last time, and we were discussing about devotees whose rasa was mixed with Aishwarya. Like Rukmini we discussed about Arjuna, that how when Arjuna sees the universal form of the Lord and he is so perplexed and he starts seeking forgiveness. Now we will see in today's session what about the other devotees. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Lord Chaitanya, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to all the devotees of the Lord.
So we are in MadhyaLila of Chaitanya Charitamrta, chapter number 19. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahāprabhu instructs Śrīla Rūpa Gosvāmī. So we are in this section of this chapter of this Chaitanya Charitamrta, where there is hardcore instructions and shiksha and philosophy and tattva, which Chaitanya Mahāprabhu is directly explaining Śrīla Rūpa Gosvāmī. Okay, just a minute. I think you have to go to slide. To 237, Lord Chaitanya's teachings to Śrīla Rūpa Gosvāmī. केवलार शुद्ध प्रेमा ऐश्वर्य न जाने, ऐश्वर्य देखी लो निज संबंध से माने.
In the stage of Kevala or unalloyed devotion, a devotee does not consider the unlimited opulence of Krishna, even though he experiences it. He takes seriously only his own relationship with Krishna. So Lord Krishna has unlimited opulences, but the devotee in Kevala Bhakti, he does not consider it. He does not ignore it. He experiences it, but he is focused only on his personal relationship with Krishna, and that's why his personal relationship is not affected with the greatness of the Supreme Lord.
When Mother Yashoda saw all the universes within Krishna's mouth, she was astonished for the time being. The Lord is worshipped like Indra and other demigods by the followers of three Vedas who offer him sacrifices. He is worshipped as impersonal Brahma by saintly persons who understand his greatness through studying the Upanishads, as the Purusha by great philosophers who analytically study the universe, as the all-pervading super soul by great yogis, and as the supreme personality of Godhead by devotees. Nevertheless, Mother Yashoda considered the Lord her own son. So now in the last section we were reading, and today just now I brought it up also, that when Arjuna sees this universal form, Arjuna was carried away by the magnanimity and the greatness of that universal form, and he was perplexed, and his relationship with Krishna changed a bit. He started seeking forgiveness from Krishna that, oh Yadav, I have addressed you as oh Yadava, oh my Sakha, oh my dear friend, and I may have committed various offenses, and please forgive me. So we see that suddenly from that sweet, intimate love, it changed into awe and reverence when he sees universal form. So that is why Arjuna is a friend of Krishna, Sakhya Ras, which is imbued with Aishwarya Gyan. But here is the example of Mother Yashoda. Now Mother Yashoda is seeing various universes in Krishna's mouth. So Krishna, this is that pastime where Krishna was a small boy and he ate some mud, and Mother Yashoda asked him to open your mouth and let me see what is there. And she sees countless universes, and she also sees herself within the mouth. But what is the last line? Nevertheless, Mother Yashoda considered the Lord her own son. So though she sees the universal form, still the relationship, that relationship of mother and son is so important to her that even seeing this universal form does not deter her from that relationship. So that relationship is very, very firm and strong. So this is the example of Kevala Bhakti and Kevala Rati, where Krishna, where the devotee, though he knows or sees the greatness of the Supreme Lord, yet he focuses on his relationship with the Supreme Lord. Tammatvatmajam avyaktam martyalingam adhokshajam gopiko lukhale damna babandha prakritam yatha.
Although Krishna is beyond sense perception and is unmanifest to human beings, he takes up the guise of a human being with a material body. Thus Mother Yashoda thought him to be her son, and she bound Lord Krishna with rope to a wooden mortar as if he were an ordinary child. So here Krishna, so what is explained in this verse is that Krishna is beyond sense perception. So because Krishna is transcendental, he is completely spiritual, and we cannot approach him or perceive him through these material senses, like we have the eyes, the material ear, the tongue, the taste, the touch. So with these material senses, we cannot actually perceive Krishna because he is beyond matter and he is unmanifest to human beings. And yet, when Krishna descends in the 5,000 years back, he descended. So he takes up a guise, Mritya Lingam. So he appeared as if he is a human being, as if he has a material body, or his body is transcendental. And therefore, Mother Yashoda took Krishna to be her son. And thinking that this is my child, and I, being the mother, should discipline my child. So she bound Krishna with a rope to a wooden grinding mortar as if he was an ordinary child. So that's why Mother Yashoda is celebrated as one of the greatest devotees of the Lord, as one whose love is so pure and is completely unaffected by the unlimited powers that Krishna has.
Just a minute, is the screen shared? Because there I don't see the shared screen.
Yes, it's shared.
Why there up, you see?
Because that's our camera.
Uvaha Krishno Bhagavan Shridamanam Parajitaha Vrishabham Bhadrasenastu Pralambo Rohini Sutam. When Krishna was defeated by Sridama, he had to carry him on his shoulders. Similarly, Bhadrasen carried Vrishab and Pralamba carried Balaram, the son of Rohini. So now here the devotees, the friends of Krishna, so they would play like a wrestling match and other games, and then these boys would divide themselves in two teams, and like here there was a competition. So the losing team have to carry the winning team on their back. So here it is mentioned that how Sridama defeated Krishna, and hence Krishna had to carry him on his shoulder. And similarly, Bhadrasen carried Vrishab and Pralamba carried Balaram. So one party was defeated. So that much intimacy is there in this Sakhya Ras.
My dearmost Krishna, you are worshipping me and giving up the company of all the other gopis who want to enjoy themselves with you. Thinking like this, Srimati Radharani considered herself Krishna's most beloved gopi. She had become proud and had left the Ras Lila with Krishna. In the deep forest, she said, "My dear Krishna, I cannot walk anymore. You can take me wherever you like." When Srimati Radharani petitioned Krishna in this way, Krishna said, just get up on my shoulders. As soon as Srimati Radharani began to do so, he disappeared. Srimati Radharani then began to grieve over her request and Krishna's disappearance. So, those of you who attended the previous session, Krishnadas Kaviraj had taken up the example of Rukmani Devi to explain that how the Aishwarya Gyan Mishrati, the attachment to the Lord, which includes the greatness of the Lord. So the example of Rukmani Devi, because Rukmani Devi is also in the similar, has a similar attachment as Srimati Radharani in Madhurya Ras, but her attachment to Lord also includes the greatness of the Lord. So when Lord started saying that, I'm not a fit husband for you, and only beggars worship me and things like that, and then you should find a more qualified husband. So she just thought that although Lord is sitting there and Lord is joking with her, she just couldn't understand that Lord is joking, and feeling that he may just separate from me, she couldn't bear that apparent separation, and she fainted. On the other hand, so here the example is given of Srimati Radharani and the gopis, as we go to the next slide, of Kevalarati, where the attachment of the gopis, Srimati Radharani, with Krishna is completely devoid of any greatness element. So here we see that, Krishna left the Ras Lila along with Srimati Radharani, and that brought in some pride in her, and Krishna, sensing that, disappeared. And we see that so Srimati Radharani began to grieve, and gradually all the gopis also came and they grieved together because Krishna was not there anymore with them.
Pati Sutan Vyabhratir Bandhavan
ati vilangyate nati achyuta gataha gati vidastabodgita mohitaha kitava yoshita kastya jenishi.
Dear Krishna, we gopis have neglected the order of our husbands, sons, family, brothers, and friends, and have left their company to come to you. You know everything about our desires. We have come only because we are attracted by the supreme music of your flute. But you are a great cheater, for who else would give up the company of young girls like us in the dead of night? So here again the gopis are pleading to Krishna, and what I would like you to focus upon, that these gopis are telling that we have left our husband, sons, family, brother, friends. So they have left all the social norms, like they have broken or they have left it behind. Why? Because they are so attached or attracted to Krishna. So their relationship with Krishna is very, very important for them. That is their life force. So this is how they are talking, and this is how the devotees in Kevalarati perceives Krishna.
So there Rukmini Devi fainted, but here they are calling Krishna cheater.
So the intimacy is much more. It is
intimacy is much more, because Rukmini Devi can never imagine calling Krishna with such names. But here we see that the gopis are saying that you called us in the dead of night by the music of your flute, and now you're telling us to go back, that you should go back from where you came. So that's why they are saying this. So this is an example of the greatness of Kevalarati.
Shantarasya swarup buddhye Krishnayika nisthata Shamo mana nishtata buddhi iti Shri Mukha Gatha. When one is fully attached to Krishna's lotus feet, one attains the Shamata stage. The word Shamata is derived from the word Shama. Therefore, Shantarasa, the position of neutrality, means being fully attached to the lotus feet of Krishna. This is the verdict from the mouth of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. This state is called self-realization. So as we were discussing that there are 5 primary rasas. So this is the beginning stage, the lowest stage of the primary rasas in which one can have relationship with Krishna. Now this is neutrality or Shantarasa. And this particular person who has attained this Shantarasa, he is completely 100% fully attached to lotus feet of Krishna. That is how we identify that the person is in Shantarasa, that he is completely attached to the lotus feet of Krishna, and that also indicates that there is no other desire for him.
1 second. Deepankar. Okay. So for your, if you can notice at the bottom of the slide, we have this, whatever the topic is going, it is written at the bottom of the slide. Neutrality, it is mentioned here. So we are looking at the 5 rasas. So right now, next several verses will discuss Shantaras. And why there is so much elaborate discussion of Shantaras? Because certain qualities of Shantaras will be present in the next higher rasa. What is that? Chat. What is the next rasa after Shantaras? Dasaras. Yes. So the qualities of Shant will be included in Dasaras, and then we'll see Dasaras qualities, and then we will see that Shant and Dasaras qualities will be present in Sakhiras. Then we will see that all the qualities of 3 rasas will be present in Vatsalya, and then we see that all the 4 qualities of these 4 rasas will be present in Madhurya Ras also. So that's why we have to carefully see. So here the key important quality mentioned is that they are fully attached to Krishna. Shamo mannishtata buddhir iti Shri Bhagavad Vachaha tannishtha durghata buddhir etam shantaratim vina. These are the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Iti Shri Bhagavan Vachaha. When one's intelligence is fully attached to my lotus feet, but one does not render practical service, one has attained the stage called Shantarati or Shama. Without Shantarati, attachment to Krishna is very difficult to achieve. So this is being there. So there are two things. Please note that the intelligence is fully attached to the lotus feet of the Lord, but there is no practical service, these are the two characteristics of neutrality or Shantaras. Shamo mannishthata buddhir dama indriya samyamaha titiksha dukkha samrasho jihvopastha jayo dhritihi.
The word Sham or Shantarasa indicates that one is attached to the lotus feet of Krishna. Dama means controlling the senses and not being deviated from the Lord's service. Endurance of unhappiness is titiksha, and dhriti means controlling the tongue and the genitals. So 4 qualities are being mentioned here: Shama, Dama, Titiksha and Dhriti. Shama is attachment to Krishna's lotus feet, Dama is controlling the senses, Titiksha is tolerating happiness and distress, everything, and Dhriti is controlling the tongue and the genitals.
Krishna vina Trishna tyaga karyamani ataeva shanta Krishna bhakta eka jani. Giving up all desires not connected with Krishna. Krishna vina Trishna tyag is the business of one who is in Shantaras. So we will see the quality of being attached to Krishna and Trishna tyag, which means the giving up of all desires not connected with the Krishna. These are 2 most significant qualities of a Shantaras Bhakta, which will also continue in the other rasas. Only a devotee of Krishna can be situated on that platform. He is thus called a Shant Ras Bhakta. So I hope all of you are taking notes, because next class there will be a quiz on these rasas and how these qualities are there. So giving you a heads up. Swarga moksha Krishna bhakta narakari mane Krishna nishtha Trishna tyaga shante dui gune.
When a devotee is situated on the platform of Shantarasa, he desires neither elevation to heavenly planets nor liberation. So now this bhakta is not asking for Swarg. Swarg moksh. He is not asking for Swarg. He is not asking for moksh also. Why? Because Swarg or moksh Swarg is desired by a person performing Karma Yoga. Moksha is desired by a person performing Jnana Yoga. So he is telling that these are the results of karma and jnana, and the devotee considers them no better than hell. Why is it no better than hell? Because Krishna is not there. So neither in Swarga nor in liberation, Krishna is not there. So that is why devotee considers that as hell. A person situated on Shantarasa platform manifests the 2 transcendental qualities. 1, detachment from all material desires, and 2, full attachment to Krishna. Now we can think of any devotee, like any Kevala Bhakta, like be it Hanuman or Arjun or who else? Gopis or elderly gopis like Mother Yashoda and her friends, or Nanda Baba, or Sridama, Sudama, all the friends, or Madhu Mangal, all the devotees, detachment from all material desires and full attachment to Krishna. So whatever is present, these 2 qualities predominate in Shantarasa, and as Prabhu was telling that it is present in all the devotees. So be it Dasiras, Sakhiras, Vatsalyaras, Madhuryaras, all the devotees, Shant and above, everybody will be detached from all material desires, because the moment a material desire comes, which means for a fraction of second we are deviated from Krishna. So if I am deviated from Krishna, I am not in Keval mood. Krishna is not my only object. Then there is some other object also. So that is how no detachment, detachment from all material desires and full attachment to Krishna. Narayana para sarve na kutascha na bibhyati swarga pavarga narkeshu api tulyartha darshinaha.
A person who is devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayan is not afraid of anything. Elevation to the heavenly kingdom, condemnation to hell, and liberation from material bondage, all appear the same to a devotee. So can we just imagine the kind of statement which is being made here? And this is not even for Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya or Madhurya Ras devotee. This is for the Shant Ras devotee, the devotee in the neutrality, that for him, the heavenly planets or even heavenly planets or hell within the material world or even liberation, it appears all the same. You know, these are all, devotee doesn't really care about them.
Idui guna vyape sava bhakta jane akashera shabda guna yena bhuta gane. These two qualities of the Shanta stage spread through the lives of all devotees. They are like the quality of sound in the sky. Sound vibration is found in all material elements. So, in the purport here, Srila Prabhupada writes that sound not only exists in the sky or ether, but is also present in air. Sound is present in fire, sound is present in water, and sound is also present in earth. So, just as sound is present in all material elements, similarly, these two qualities are present in the Shanta Rasa are present in all the devotees. So, some example of Shanta Rasa like the plants, the trees, you know. So, in Golok Vrindavan, so they are in Shanta Rasa. They are just completely satisfied witnessing the pastimes of the Supreme Lord.
Also, the examples are given of the four Kumaras, for example, or the Nava Yogendras. So, those examples are given right in the beginning of this particular section to show that those devotees are in Shantara. So, they are very, very, if you study their personality, you will find these two qualities very clearly in them. They have no material desire and they're very, very fixed in their intelligence is fixed on the Supreme Lord.
Shantera svabhava Krishne mamta gandhahina param brahma paramatma jnana pravina.
So what is happening is it is the nature of Shant Ras that not even the smallest intimacy exists. So a Shant Ras person who's having whose intelligence fixed on the Lord and who has no material desire, but there is no intimacy between him and the Supreme Lord. Krishna Mamta Gandhahina. Not even smallest fraction of intimacy exists. Rather, knowledge of impersonal Brahman and localized Paramatma is prominent. So the person is more attached to either the Brahma Jyoti, or he's attached to Paramatma. Kevala Swarupa Jnana Haya Shantarase Purna Aishwarya Prabhu Jnana Adhighaya Dasye.
On the platform of Shantaras, one realizes only his constitutional position. But when one is raised to the platform of Dasaras, he better understands the full opulence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, a person with the Shantaras, like in one of the previous verse, it was mentioned that this is a place or the point of self-realization. So, he has realized his constitutional position. But then the opulences, the greatness, the magnanimity, the whole attitude, the whole existence of the Supreme Lord is realized when the person progresses to Dasyaras. Ishwar Jnana Sambrama Gaurava Prachura Sevakari Krishna Sukha Dena Nirantara.
On the Dasyaras platform, knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is revealed with awe and veneration. By rendering service unto Lord Krishna, the devotee in Dasaras gives constant happiness to the Lord. So, in the previous verse, we moved from Shantaras to Dasaras. And what is mentioned here is Ishwar Gyan Sambrama Gaurava Prachur. So, the knowledge of the Supreme Lord in all its awe and reverence and veneration is revealed to a devotee. So when one understands, so for example, when we read Bhagavad Gita and we go through the different qualities of the Lord, like for example, the 10th chapter or the 9th chapter, then we understand that for example, 9th chapter, Krishna talks about that how Adhyakshta, under his superintendence, the whole universe manifests, remains for some time and disappears. So it is not just about the planet Earth, not about the solar system, but the entire universes and universes beyond that also. So that is the greatness of the Lord in the material world. So all this knowledge is revealed in all, the greatness of the Lord. Like in 10th chapter also, various vibhutis of the Lord are described there. So all these are known to a Daseras devotee. So what happens if you read those chapters of Bhagavad Gita, by knowing the greatness of the Lord, naturally we would understand that Lord is great and I am insignificant. And therefore, what should I do? I should render service to him. He is the most qualified person to receive my service. So that is how the devotee begins to render service to the Lord in Daseras.
Shantir guna dasya adhika sevana ata eva dasya rase jidui guna. The qualities of Shantaras are also present in Dasaras, but service is added. Thus, the Dasaras platform contains the qualities of both Shantaras and Dasaras. So, as we were telling, that Shantaras, the two qualities, detachment from material desires and attachment to Krishna, so that is present. Plus, now Dasya means servant, servitude. So, now this person starts serving the Supreme Lord. And what is the mood of that person? With awe and veneration, he starts serving the Supreme Lord. Shantir guna dasir sevan sakya dui haya dasir sambrahma gaurav seva sakya vishwas maya.
The qualities of Shantaras and the service of Dasaras are both present on the platform of Sakyaras. So now we have moving from Dasaras to Sakyaras. On the platform of fraternity, the qualities of Dasaras are mixed with confidence of fraternity instead of awe and veneration. So, Dasaras, we saw that one understands the greatness of the Lord and surrenders to the Lord, and he's already surrendered to the Lord, and he renders service, humble service to the Lord. But when this awe and veneration goes away, and the devotee thinks, oh, Lord is equal to me, and then, the confidence of fraternity. So once he has that feeling of that I'm equal to the Lord, then Sakyaras manifests.
So those of us who have joined this session for the first time, so actually what we are discussing is the philosophy behind the relationship. So Jiva or living entity, how they can have different type of relationship. These are all the possibilities of having a direct relationship with the Supreme Lord when we perfect this process of Bhakti Yoga. So there are 5 different ways or rasas or relationship, or Prabhupada translate as transcendental mellows, in which we can connect with the Supreme Lord. So the base one was neutrality, where we are neutral, but then we know that Krishna is the Supreme Lord and we are so attached to Krishna that we do not have any other desire to enjoy this material world. A little above is the Shantaras, where we have lot of awe and reverence for the Supreme Lord and we start serving also the Supreme Lord. So I am completely detached, I am completely attached to Krishna and I start serving, that is Dasaras. Then the third one is the Sakyaras, where service is there, but I am not serving Krishna out of awe and reverence. I am serving Krishna in great intimacy because I start believing or living on the platform that Krishna is my equal. He is just like my friend. So like we read this verse where Krishna would carry Sridama, Sudama, Madhumangal, or whoever is defeated, he would carry on his back. So that is Sakyara. So there also the Jiva is actually serving the Supreme Lord. But the service is as a friend. Kandhe chadaye kare krida rana. Krishna seve Krishna karaye apana sevana.
On the Sakyaras platform, the devotees sometimes offer the Lord service and sometimes makes Krishna serve him in exchange. In their mock fighting, the cowherd boys would sometimes climb on Krishna's shoulders and sometimes they would make Krishna climb on their shoulders. So this is a unique quality of Sakyaras, that sometimes they serve the Lord and sometimes make the Lord serve them.
Vishambha Pradhana Sakhya Gaurav Sambrahina Atayeva Sakhya Rase Tina Guna Chena. Awe and veneration are absent on the platform of fraternity, since this rasa is predominated by confidential service. Therefore, Sakhya rasa is characterized by the qualities of three rasas. Now, in the previous verse, we were reading that sometime the devotee let the Supreme Lord serve him. Now, we may think, what is that? Like, how are devotees taking that service from Krishna? So, taking that service from Krishna gives Krishna happiness. Krishna wants to serve. Krishna wants to enjoy that way. See, like you and me, we may have many juniors in our life, but then we need friends also. Friend is a different category where, somebody questions you, somebody challenges you, somebody debates with you, and somebody is always standing along with you. So that is a different type of relationship. So it does not happen that, okay, I have so many people junior or younger to me, so I don't want somebody equal to me. We need friends. So that is how these people, they are serving Krishna as friend. And when they take service from Krishna, that also gives Krishna so much of happiness. So that is how the Sakhya Rasa is situated. Mamata adhika Krishne atma samajnana ataiva sakhya raser varsha bhagavana.
On the platform of Sakhya Ras, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is controlled by the devotees who are intimate with him and think themselves equal to him. So, Mamata Adhik. So, there was no intimacy in Shantaras, there was more intimacy in Dasaras, and there is even more intimacy in Sakhyaras, and so much so that the devotees control Krishna, and Krishna allows himself to be controlled by these devotees, so they are so much intimate.
Vatsalya Shantera Guna Dasera Sevana Sei Sevanera Ihanam Palana. On the platform of parental love, the qualities of Shantaras, Dasaras, and Sakhyaras are transformed into a form of service called maintenance. Now, this is the fourth rasa, parental rasa or Vatsalya. And here the primary thing is maintenance. And who's maintaining who? So, of course, the parents maintain the child. So, that is there that the mother and the father of Krishna, they think that I am maintaining Krishna, I am providing for him, I must protect him, I have to take care of him, I have to discipline my child. That is the underlying emotion here. Sakhir guna asankocha agaurava mamata adhikya tadan bharta sanvyavara.
So these Sakhya gun, what are the qualities of Sakhya? Asankoch. So there is no formality, and agaurava sar, which means there is no understanding of Krishna's awe and reverence. So the essence of fraternal love is intimacy. So the intimacy between the devotee and the Lord, and this does not have, devoid of formality and veneration found in Dasaras, due to a greater sense of intimacy. So which means more intimacy even than Sakhya Ras is in Vatsalya Ras. The devotee functioning in parental love chastises and rebukes the Lord in an ordinary way. So mamata adhike, so even more intimacy is there in Vatsalya Ras. So the parents, of course, are more intimately connected to their child, and sometimes they will sometimes chastise the child, sometimes they will rebuke the child. So these exceptionally great devotees who are in this parental love with Krishna, they will sometimes chastise Krishna, sometimes they will rebuke the Lord also, as an ordinary parent would.
Apanare palakyana Krishna palyajnana Chari gune vatsalya rasa amrita samana. On the platform of parental love, the devotee considers himself the Lord's maintainer. Thus, the Lord is the object of maintenance, like a son, and therefore this mellow is full of the qualities of four rasa, Shantaras, Dasaras, fraternity, and parental love. This is more transcendental nectar. So we have been studying in Bhagavad Gita, like Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate, that I am, everything comes from me, I am the controller, I am the maintainer, I am the source of everything that exists. And here is someone who thinks himself, who believes that he is the maintainer of that Supreme Lord also, from whom everything comes. So that is how this rasa is so much higher, because here the person thinks that I am maintaining the Supreme Lord as my son. Se amritanand bhakta saha doobe na paane, Krishna bhakta varsha guna kahe aishwar gyani gane.
The exchange of spiritual happiness between Krishna and his devotee, in which Krishna is controlled by his devotee, is compared to an ocean of nectar into which the devotee and Krishna plunge. This is the verdict of learned scholars who appreciate Krishna's opulence. So this exchange of spiritual happiness, which happens when Krishna is being controlled by his devotee, where Krishna is dependent on a devotee for his maintenance. So that is compared to an ocean of nectar, an ocean of bliss. So the bliss is not not water in a cup, not water in a lake, not water in a river, but in an ocean. So we can just imagine the water in ocean. So that much nectar is there in these pastimes, what the devotees experience. Iti driksva lila bhirananda kunde swaghosham nimajantam akhyapayantam tadiyeshitageshu bhaktajitatvam puna prematastam shatavriti vande. Again, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. O my Lord, I offer my obeisances hundreds and thousands of times with all affection, because by your personal pastimes, you plunge the gopis into an ocean of nectar. Appreciating your opulence, devotees generally declare that you are always subjugated by their feelings. So the Supreme Lord reciprocates and responds to the feeling, to the rasa, to the rati of the devotee. Based on what type of relationship they are into, Supreme Lord reciprocates accordingly. Madhura se Krishna nishtha seva atishaya sakhyara asankosh lalan mamta adhikyaya. On the platform of conjugal love, attachment for Krishna, rendering service unto him, the relaxed feelings of fraternity and the feelings of maintenance all increase in intimacy. So attachment to Krishna is from Shantaras, rendering service to him is from Dasaras, relaxed feelings of fraternity are from Sakhiras, and feelings of maintenance are from Vasilas. All these feelings, they increase in greater and greater intimacy. Mamata adhik. So there is more and more intimacy on platform of conjugal love or madhurya ras. Kanta bhavini jangaya karina sevana ataeva madhurya se haya panchaguna. On the platform of conjugal love, the devotee offers his body in the service of the Lord. Thus, on this platform, the transcendental qualities of all five rasas are present. Akashadi gunayena parabhute ekaduitina chari krame pancha prithvite. All the material qualities evolve one after another in the material elements, beginning from ether. And by gradual evolution, first one quality develops, then two qualities develop, then 3 and 4, until all 5 qualities are found in earth. So when we see that how the development of material elements happen, so the most subtle of all elements, ether, and then ether, earth, water, fire, air, ether. So ether, then air, then fire, then more gross element water, then more gross element earth. So how these elements develop one after the other, and the quality of ether is there in earth, water, fire, air, ether, in air, and then the qualities of ether and air are in fire, and then qualities of these three is in water, and the qualities of all the four are found in the fifth element or the earth.
हे मत मधुर सबा भाव समाहारा अतएव आस्वादाधिके करे चमत्कारा. Similarly, on the platform of conjugal love, all the feelings of the devotees are amalgamated. The intensified taste is certainly wonderful. So this relationship with the Supreme Lord in conjugal love, it has the qualities of all the other four rasas, plus more in a more intense manner. E bhakti rasir kari lana dig darshana ihar vistar mane kari ha bhavana.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then concluded, I have simply given a general survey describing the mellows of devotional service. You can consider how to adjust and expand this. So what are we studying? We are studying the science of devotional service, science of bhakti. So we see that this, like we have material science, similarly this is spiritual science. And so everything is so nicely and explained in great amount of detail. So, I mean, if it was not for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has explained this wonderful rasa gyan, this great knowledge of the mellows of transcendent devotional service, we would not have known all of these details.
Bhavite bhavite Krishna spuraye antare Krishna kripaya gyapaya rasa sindhu pare. When one thinks of Krishna constantly, love for him manifests within the heart. Even though one may be ignorant, one can reach the far shore of the ocean of transcendental love by Lord Krishna's mercy. Eta boli Prabhu tanre koila alingana Varanasi chali bare Prabhu Hallamana.
After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Śrīla Rūpa Gosvāmī. The Lord then decided to go to the city of Benares or Varanasi.
So I hope we remember that this was happening in Prayag, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Rūpa Gosvāmī and his brother. And this conversation was happening between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rūpa Gosvāmī over a period of 10 days. And after that, now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu leaves Prayag and he's heading towards Varanasi. So we will go to Varanasi in the next week.
We got few minutes.
A few minutes. So we will just try to go there. Prabhate uthiya yobe korila gamana tabe tanra pade Rūpa kore nivedana.
The next morning, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arose and prepared to leave for Varanasi, Śrīla Rūpa Gosvāmī submitted the following statement at the Lord's lotus feet.
Agyahaya asi muni Shri Charana Sange Sahitena pari muni viraha tarange. If you give me permission, I shall go with your lordship. It is not possible for me to tolerate the waves of separation. So of course Rūpa Gosvāmī was with the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, Sri Chaitanya, Radha Krishna nahi anya. He is the combined incarnation of Radha and Krishna. So how can he bear the separation from him? So Mahaprabhu was going to Varanasi and he was seeking permission. If you please allow me, I would also like to come with you to Varanasi. Prabhu kahe tomar kartavya amar vachana Nikate ashicha tumi yaha vrindavana.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, your duty, tumhara kartavya, your duty is to carry out my order. Tumhara kartavya, amara vachan. So whatever I have instructed you is your duty. You have come near Vrindavan, now you should go there. So this is something that we learn from the Lord here. So here Lord is also acting as the spiritual master of Rupa Gosvāmī and instructing me that I'm giving you my instructions. So it is more important to carry out the orders rather than just following the
physically following.
Vrindavan haite tumi gauda desha diya Amare miliba nila chalete asiya.
Later you can go from Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri through Bengal. There you will meet me again. So Mahaprabhu is telling that since you have come so close to Vrindavan, it is better that you go to Vrindavan and then from there you come to Puri. Tanre alangiya Prabhu naukate chadila Murchitanate hotahani padila.
After embracing Rupa Gosvāmī, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got into a boat. Rupa Gosvāmī fainted and fell down on the spot. So finally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started moving from Prayag. He's got into the boat and we will meet him next week in Varanasi. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So we will request you, we will be opening the WhatsApp group, the Chaitanya Charitamrta WhatsApp group, and we request you to share a couple of learnings. Keep it very short and precise, but anything which touched your heart, anything which was new to you, anything which you found very interesting or very transforming, please share your learning from today's session. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.